Navigation to the home screen is simply by pressing the Lit menu key. Below the LCD screen is the lexicon controller. Press the Lex key to open the screen on the page to edit the effects units. Scroll to choose the processor that you wish to adjust. Click for a list of available patches. Click again to make your selection. The parameters for the patch are adjusted with the encoders below the screen. There are up to 12 parameters available, and these are accessed through the touch-sensitive tabs that bring the controls to the surface. For processors that have a delay function, there is a dedicated tap key that may be used to set the tempo. The bottom right corner finds the master faders, left, right and mono, with their associated select and on keys. Above these is the cue control, store to store a cue, recall to replay it, next for a sequential replay, and cue list to access the cue list menu on the touchscreen. There are a number of advanced functions by using the Alt key in conjunction with some of the cue list functions. Moving left is the solo clear key. This illuminates whenever a solo is active on the console, and pushing the key clears all of the solos. Above this is the clear function. This is used in combination with other keys to reset various parts of the console, such as clear and EQ will reset the channel equalizer. Similarly, we could use clear and bus to reset all the sends from the channels to a given bus. Close to the main faders are the 4 mute masters. These allow simple muting of multiple channels with a single button push. It's easy to set up. Enable the setup mode, choose your mute group, and select channels that you wish to join the mute group. For mute group 3, once set up, pressing the mute master will mute the channels. This is ideal for assigning to things such as the effects returns when you want to mute these during a spoken period. The last master items that we're going to look at on the control surface are the fader layer keys. The fader layer keys change the view of the faders. Bank A, mono inputs. B, stereo inputs. The bus masters, the matrix masters, and the graphic EQ in 2 halves, low frequency bands and higher frequency bands. Let's now look at what makes the SI Compact so easy to use. This is how do we mix to a bus. For every bus on the console, pre-fade, post-fade, matrix or effects, there is a dedicated mix key, Totem, the one-touch easy mix, and this is how it works. Regardless where you are or what you're doing on the console, simply press the key for the bus you want to mix to. Instantly, the control surface is transformed. The faders are now the sends from your channels to the chosen bus. The on-off key, similarly, is routing on and off from your channel to the bus. And the fader glow has illuminated according to the bus type that we're mixing to. We have yellow for pre-fade auxiliaries, green for post-fade sends, orange for matrix buses, and cyan when mixing to the effects buses. The totem keys can do so much more than simply put the console into sends on faders mode. The bus master is on the mono fader. The EQ and dynamics for the bus are on the ACS, and the system has soloed the bus, allowing you to hear it. It's a similar situation for an effects mix, but in this case the mono fader and ACS are the effect return channel, and the console has soloed that effect return, allowing you to hear the effect of the effect. Okay, we've got the SI Compact hooked up to a multi-track player with some live recording on it. And let's just have a quick look at how you might deal with, let's say, a vocal channel before bringing the faders up into the mix. Let's start the tape. Okay, we go along and solo the channels, and you can hear individual channels in your monitoring system. We can adjust the gain on the global encoder, or we can select it and control it from the assignable channel strip. And while we're here, you have adjustment of the filters. Let's turn that down. The filters, the dynamics and the EQ on the selected channel. Let's just have a listen to that. So we can hear that it's doing this. Got a reasonable level on the channel. And once we've repeated that for all the channels across the mixer, then we'll bring the faders up, bring up the master, and we've created some kind of mix to go out, and you balance it and tune it accordingly. If we want to do the graphic EQ for the main bus, let's select the left-right fader. Now I can open the graphic EQ for the main bus. And while we've got the main bus selected, we can control the parametric EQ and the main bus dynamics. That's pretty much all you need to know about getting a mix out to the main bus. Alright, we've moved on a little bit. There's something happening on the main PA. How are we going to do a mix for the artist? Well, let's push play, see what we get. So, the artist who's on bus 1. We're listening to the bus. Push up the bus master. Bring up the channels.